Yo, this is late one. I almost lost my voice, and I still have some alcohol in the blood, but let's try to do something before 12 a.m., which is in about 15 minutes. Probably gonna do something after that as well, but I will do that off stream since I don't want to be loud to my people next door and above me. There's people living there, so instead of actually going through the code like I normally do, since this is so quick and I'm pretty confident I understand everything already, I'm just going to move on instantly. So yeah, let's not go there. Let's find the guy that I usually use. And yeah, my voice is pretty fucked, but the grind never stops, right? So gotta at least make something work. Also, gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. So day 4, I am making modes for the make different modes for the game. One will be let's look at the different suggestions we have here. Country, capital, or language. So let's look at what we actually have in the data already before we need to like actually import different stuff. We have the name, we have the picture of the flag, but we don't actually have any other data. So I think the best way of doing this is importing some more data as a different JSON file. So I need to search that up. So again, what do we want to do? We want to guess based on the shape of the country. And I have no idea if there's any JSON files already out there that has just the shape of the country. I know there's games that does have it. So let's try to make that work. Let's try to search it up. So JSON file of country shapes pics. So that would be a src file, right? A list of countries, country by continent. Actually, I think that I will do before we do country shapes and most like that. I will actually group them into different continents. That sounds a lot easier. And I think that's actually smarter to do. So let's just make it guess the country based on continent. And also the countries that we have right now are not just countries, because countries are only about 195, but in our JSON files there's about 250 objects or a bit more, which means there's a lot of groups and political like areas that are included. So we got to fix that as well. So before we actually guess the country based on continent, I actually want to filter out all the non-countries, and I think I have no idea how to do that, so I will actually use the AI probably pretty instantly. Let's try to ask the chatbots how to do that. Let's first, I will just check. Yeah, it's the it should be the same chat as this right here. Yeah, this is the chat I'm looking for. So let's open the code right here. Again, I'm not going to go through the code like usual because I'm pretty confident I understand everything already. So okay, let's move on to the next step. Now I want to filter out a lot of objects from JSON file, because it's not just countries, but a lot of other groups as well. I only want the actual countries for the main mode, then everything that is in the current JSON file will be a different mode, right? Let's see how we do that. So main mode, actual recognized countries, that will be around 195, and fullest mode will be a different mode, right? So step 1, keep the original country description attached. We'll load it as usual. Create a filter function. We'll manually make a list of actual country names you want to mainly code, then filter the load area. Example. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of manual work, it seems like. Fuck, my head is fucking spinning, I'm not gonna lie. So we're creating a array here with all the countries that we actually want to have, and then we return the filter data which seems like it's uses a yeah, so it takes all the different item names included in the actual countries, which is defined right here, and that's basically what it's returning. A bit weird that it returns it like this. This looks a bit weird, so I'm gonna actually just double check to see if I understand everything. Countries main and countries full, the whole JSON file. Yeah, so this is what we already have, and this is the one we're creating. We're using again the fetch function that returns a promise, and then it loads the oh, it's actually not the response. I guess it is the response. It just, because normally you write the response, but here it actually just writes res. That's pretty interesting. Maybe it's because the new ChatGPT 5 and not the ChatGPT 4. And then obviously we have the data which we can navigate afterwards, after it has filtered out the elements that we don't need. That's basically what the fetch function does. So countries full equals data, and countries main equals get only countries dot data, which we already defined right here. So it's pretty simple. Console log main mode countries main dot length. That's the length of, or it would in that case be the amount of objects, which is the amount of countries we have in the main mode, and this will be the amount of countries that we have in the full mode. So all pretty interesting here. Let's try to code this, and I actually want to understand this a bit better. So let's ask, can you explain the return from the function get only countries? That's a bit hard because I've never actually used a function like that, like this right here, and I've never seen these kind of sub functions here. So all that is the full array from the countries.json. That does make sense because we are actually having it as a what's it called again, a parameter here. So we're filtering out all of what's inside of this from the parameter, right? And what's inside is the items and an arrow function to all the actual countries functions, arrays, items, which in this case is the name, right? So again, let's read through here. This callback function for filter each item is one object from your JSON file, like this. Item.name, yeah, that makes sense. And because item name is the key, which is what we have here, and if it would call for the flag, it would get this PNG instead. Dot includes checks if the current item.name exists in that list. Okay, if Afghanistan is in the list, returns true. If Greenland is not in the list, return false. Okay, so this actually can return false, which is interesting. The filter call itself produces the filtered array. Return sends this filtered array back to whatever we called get only countries function. Example, main countries equals get only countries of data. If there's main countries will hold only objects that matches your real country list. Go through every entry in the JSON and keep only the ones whose name is an actual. Okay, I think I understand it. I understand it mostly. I am gonna do some more research on this after writing the actual code though. And also I need to know where I actually write this code. Then also I need to always manually have all the names that I want to achieve. So let's do a list of all countries, I guess. And let's see how many countries this is. Like what? Oh, this is the different Gabon, Hungary. Let's not use that. All countries. I wish I could say how many it was, because like this country isn't a country. Like I know these aren't all countries. Like these are just like list of all 195 countries. How many countries are involved? So here are the countries that we want, and let's do it by alphabetic order so it's easier. Then we will actually do like this, and we will do like this, and we will scroll a bit down like this, and we will make this code right here, which I'm guessing is should be under the function start game. Get only, or maybe it shouldn't. Actually, let me just double check that the ChatGPT actually knows my whole code. This is my current code. Where should I place the function? Oops. No, I didn't actually press the I didn't actually paste the it's inside the start game function before you shuffle the array, but after you load the JSON with fetch. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's what I thought we were gonna do originally anyway. So right here it should should be right here, right? So let's do the function here, which is pretty straightforward. Get only countries of data, and then we define the array, which is called actual countries, and then let me just check something. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Let's move on. Now we actually have to define all the countries that we want, and that's where this comes in. And also I want to have like a dual thing here where it's not the actual JavaScript, but it's a JSON code here. And then we will go through the whole list, which is a lot of work, but I will follow this thing right here. So and also it should be just, I should just be able to define the countries here, right? Let's just double check that that's what it actually wants me to do. It's a bit weird that it doesn't somehow use the key names. It is a bit weird. Let me just understand this again. It returns all data.filter. So, and then each item, like all these are the different items, and it returns the name of this list. Okay. I'm a bit confused about how this will work. All flag mode. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you for further explanation. Confused about the new code. Can you elaborate? Inside your start game function, you're already doing this: fetching, storing, shuffling, starting game. Yeah, that's obvious. So this is the new function, and all data. This is the full JSON array. Oh, really? So all data is actually calling for. So I'm guessing when you call for the function, you put the JSON file inside of this, which is why this all works. It takes the JSON file, it filters it based on the items that we included in this array right here. It's a bit weird. Like, I've never actually seen this way of doing it. Filters through every object. I guess this actually goes through and then takes out the names that we have here, I think. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. And it returns a new value. Very interesting code here. You want to filter before shuffling. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Again, this is a very weird way to write the code, but I think I basically get it at this point. So I think at this point we just really need to remember all the countries here. So again, let's first write the function. I don't actually think I need this code here. I actually don't need this either. I think I just need the page here. We go just go through everything. And this will take a lot of time, of course. I wonder if there's a way I can just copy paste this somehow. Like if I can just, doesn't seem like it. How can I like? Maybe I'll make a new ChatGPT file or window. Give me the list of all 195 countries with around the country name and a comma between each country. This should do it probably. Yeah. Let's just Burkina Faso, Cameroon. Yeah, it seems like everything here is the actual countries. Doesn't seem like there's any countries that I've not recognizing here. Timor-Leste is a bit weird, but I think it's just like a new country, so I think everything here should be good. And I'll just actually copy this like this and do here, boom. That should be a array of all the countries that we actually want, right? So let's actually close this now, and we have them all done, and that should be it. And then we can move on to the return, which is pretty weird, but I think I can manage to understand it if I just take my time. So it filters through the original data, which is our JSON file with all the countries. And it filters out whatever we define. So since we were defining items and then an arrow function to item.name here, it means that we include the names of the items which we define is in our actual countries, which we define right here. So it goes through every single object in the actual countries array and sees if it's in all if it's in the actual JSON array, and then it returns it if it's in the JSON array. Now let's see if this actually works. We also need to call for the function here, which is probably... Oh, we actually do this before the fetch function? That's weird. No, we do it inside the fetch function. And then we just call for the... Or actually we redefine countries here, it seems like. Yeah. So this is just a simple way of redefining it so that when we use the shuffle array function and the other functions down here, and the other function down here, it will use the countries that we define as actual countries because of this function here. So that's pretty nice. Get only countries. I wrote this wrong. Let's do this. Oops. Get only country. Yes, like that. That should be good. This way. Let's see if this works. Let's run the HTML code and let's try to play the game, and it doesn't work. Let's see in the console. So it's an error actual country. So I guess I wrote this wrongly, I'm assuming. Look at this. It's not that, it's actual again, I wrote countries like that, and then it should be actual. If I do this, yeah, same. So now it should be good. If I just play, we get a country, and I'm just gonna try some games and see if we're getting any countries that we shouldn't get. This one I actually don't. I think it's UAE, United Arab Emirates. I could be wrong though. I think it is. I just spelled it wrong. Arabic. Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, unfortunately. Let's just search stuff like that. Yeah, it is correct flag. It's just not Arabic, it's Arab. So unfortunately, I just didn't remember that. This is Yemen, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one I have no idea. So I'm a bit worried that this isn't actually a country, but again, we have to find it from a website. So let's just see what this is. I have no idea what country this is. It's not Montenegro. It is Montenegro. Okay, I know that's a country though. This again, I'm not sure. Let's see the first letter. It's not Guam, is it? No, it's Ghana. Yeah, this is Peru. I think. Yeah, this is Chile. What? It's not Chile. It's not Colombia. It's not Colombia, right? There's no way. Oh, it's Cuba. Fuck. Not bad, bro. Yeah, so it seems like it's pretty much goods. What the fuck is this country? No way. Hamas. It's not Hamas. Yeah, I don't know. Haiti? I guess it was Haiti. This is Madagascar. No, it's not. This is... I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. Benin? I know that's a country though. And this is wait, is this yeah, it's Iceland. But it looks like it works. Like all of these are countries. I'm very sure these are countries. So I think this is all working. It's a bit small. But yeah. Is it not with C? But Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just not. Yeah, it seems like it's all very much good. So this one I'm not sure what is either. But yeah, I know it's a country. So it looks like it works, which is really nice. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I think I need some sleep. My voice is pretty fucked. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it early today and say that that's it. So yeah, short one today. Unfortunately, I had a lot of shit going on first day at uni and etc. So yeah, see you boys.